All right, I think we are good to go. So welcome for another episode of Sight Reading Maverick. I'm a little bit under the weather today, so we'll see how this goes. But in general, I feel pretty good, so that's a good thing. All right, we've got lots of good music on the docket for today. For those of you who've never been here, if you look at the comments or at the description of this event, you'll see a list of all the pieces I'm planning on playing today and links to the scores in IMSLP. So if you want to follow along, by all means, please do that, and you can count how many notes I leave out or I don't play correctly, and that will be loads of fun, let me tell you. Just don't tell me what the result is. So the purpose of this show is just to have fun sight reading through music that a lot of people have sent in requests. Some of these pieces I've also chosen for myself for various reasons. But anyway, without further ado, I'll start. And I will, wow, I have so many pencils. I usually do narrate a little bit what I do and what my process is through all this. So, and if any time during this show you have any questions for me about sight reading, please do go ahead and you can just make a comment in the comment field and I will see if I can get to them for you. If not today, sometime soon. So the first request is by Sauter, and he's a composer, and you'll hear one of his works in a minute, but he's always requests really interesting things. And today, one of his requests, actually it was for last week and I forgot. It's a piece by Blanche Selva, and it's called Cloches dans la brume. I don't know what B-R-U-M-E means, but that's okay. It's very unusual, and I'm not even, it does say it's for piano, but it's just very different. And like in the middle section, it says Caroline. So this has to do with bells to some degree. Very different. The first thing I notice as I scan through, there's no key signature. It's just like C major or A minor. I think it's gonna be modal as I scan through it. The bass part, the left hand at first, is just repeated chords over and over again. And then at the end of that first section, it changes just slightly, but barely. Then there is a double bar, and then it has this indication, dans un sentiment très vague et toujours lointain. So that means with a very vague sentiment, far away sentiment, and always far away. So that's kind of cool. And that has this very similar chords that repeat, but they do change a bit, so I'll have to be a little bit more on alert. Other things that are interesting. The rhythm, there's a lot of triplets in here within a half note beat. So if this is a half note beat, divide that into 3, yum, bum, 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 bum. And then the second section divides each beat into 4 eighth notes. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, then there's a vif, or a lively section in 2/8. It actually alternates 2/8, 3/8, 2/8. Lots of staccatos, but it's only one hand, so I can really kind of focus. And then at the end, it goes back to the beginning. Blah, that was a lot, sorry. But it does help me to notice all those things. And it looks like the ending is the same basically as the beginning, just shortened. So tempo, it says very calm and something, estompé, I have no idea what that means. It says 60 for the half note. So, bum, 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 bum. And then the middle. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's try it. I started on the wrong notes in the left hand, which I think is pretty hilarious. But anyway, I really liked a lot of that. I think I made up some of the rhythm in there and maybe double timed a few things, but that's okay. Really a beautiful piece and very different. So I'm glad to learn about that one. There is another one that is in IMSLP that Blanche Selva wrote, but it looked a little more awkward to play, and I'm not positive it's intended for piano, so who knows. All right, the next piece is, I believe, another request from Louis Sauter, and this is who wrote this? Oh, this is Louis Aubert, and these are his 3 Esquisses. I'm probably only gonna do the first 2 because the last one looks a little bit daunting. So, actually the prelude looks a little challenging too, but we're gonna try it anyway. The prelude is in 6/8, and it's in A flat major. Lots and lots of 16th notes. I wish I could show you. I don't know if you can see. Lots of 16th notes that go between the hands. So it's basically a melody in the right hand, and then this arpeggiated stuff in the left hand. So kind of harp-like. And then there's a couple runs in there that look like they're quite chromatic. So I'm going to have to just hold my breath and do a little bit of positive thinking. Does it change keys? No, it does not. It doesn't change key signature, but like I said, it gets very kind of chromatic in the middle a little bit. So, but it looks like it's staying in A flat. I think it's just gonna get a little bit creative harmonically. So I'll hang on, try to grab as many harmonies as I can. The left hand doesn't really take over the melody. Then the last thing I'm gonna look at is at the end, there's this arpeggiated figure that looks like it involves all the same notes between the hands. It's just that it's off by one note, so it's not in unison. So I'm gonna focus on one hand, the right hand probably, and then grab as many notes as I can in the left. The last thing I'll just note is that there are a lot of ralentandos and retards in here, which might save me. So especially at the end of those retards and ralentandos, I'll take a breath and try to feel like I know what I'm doing and get myself back into gear. Okay. Wow, I'm trying to get something technically. That's not always easy. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's the prelude. Oh, 16th notes are the fastest notes. Obviously, that's what I'm going to base my tempo on. It says dotted quarter equals 72. I probably won't do that since I'm sight reading. And I'm thinking of those harder runs. 1, 2. What a really beautiful piece. I liked that a lot. There were a couple things tricky in the way that he notates the rhythm that got me a little bit thrown off. So that was a little awkward, but it felt pretty good. What else was I going to say? Shoot. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I'll say it later. Okay, the next movement in this set is called Nocturne. I always love nocturnes because nocturnes are lovely and usually more slow and melodic and that type of thing. So I always like those. So we've got quarter notes in the left hand. It's C sharp minor in 4. It looks like the melody in the right hand is bien chanté, so beautifully sung. I love pieces that say that. Got a few octaves in the left hand at the end of this first section. Okay, and then it doesn't change key anywhere, but there is a section where, it looks kind of like there's 3 lines, but it's not really 3 lines. So it looks like the left hand is going to take these inner sixths. There's these so I'll be going back and forth from the bass notes to there. So that's good to know, so I'm not scrambling. Okay. Fastest note value, 8 notes, and there's a few triplets. It says quarter note equals 40. Yeah, so you don't want those triplets too fast. So we're going to do 3, 4. Holy moly jamoli. That was really, really, really gorgeous. That's one of those pieces that gave me chills, even just reading it. And it was really quite doable reading-wise. And I love pieces like that because it was good practice for me to work on looking ahead, hearing ahead, anticipating what might be coming. And like near the beginning, I don't know if you heard it, but there was a subito pianissimo. And so as soon, because I was looking ahead more, I was able to see that that was coming. And I think I was able to somewhat at least do that. So that was exciting for me. I wanted to add here a couple minutes ago, after I played that first piece, Louis Sauter added that the cloche dans la brume means bells in the mist. So that first piece, that's what that meant. So, all right, next piece on the program. Oh, all right, there's this waltz. I may come back to the waltz that's in that same set, but I think for now I'm going to go on. And the next piece on the program, sorry, I keep flipping back and forth here. The next piece on the program is, I believe, yep, Louis Sauter's Piano Sonata. So he's watching. Hi. This is his Piano Sonata that's in IMSLP, and this is his third movement of it. So I'm a little freaked out because there's a fugue in it. Erica does not particularly like reading fugues, but because it is who it is, I'm going to gladly read this fugue. Oh, and the fugue is at a quarter note equals 112. Yeah, well, that probably won't happen. All right, adagio at the beginning, 4 flats. It's in A flat, it looks like, or maybe F minor. Actually, it looks like F minor. And very homophonic at the beginning. And then you've got accompaniment in the left hand, melody in the right. And then you get your fugue. That's a very cool subject, so that'll be interesting. It looks like, oh, seriously, Louis, it's a 4-voice fugue. So I will just hang on for dear life. But this brings up the issue of when you have a contrapuntal work, what I try to do when I'm sight reading is to always be grabbing wherever the melody or the themes are, and I try to focus on those. So we'll see what happens. Okay. We have 8th notes at the beginning. I think I started too fast. I'm trying to figure out what tempo I'm going to do the fugue. Probably something like that. All right. stop there because the fugue got my brain all tied in knots. Yeah, so sorry, Louis. The fugue, wow, that's kind of dense. I would really have to parse that out and figure out where all the voices are and how that works. But anyway, but thank you for letting me read that. And I love how in the introduction you introduced the theme, which I didn't figure out until I had already started. So that was kind of highly amusing. So yeah. All right. Next on the list, and thank you again, Louis. That was fantastic. Okay, the next piece is a piece by Pauline Viardot, and she was very well known, very, very prolific as well. This is her Gavotte, and it's in G major. I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger here. Oh, that might not work. Okay. 2/4 Allegretto. This is a total change of mood. How many pages is it? It's like 5 pages. We've got 16th notes. We've got grace notes everywhere. So grace notes are free. I have free reign to leave them out until I get my hands on everything. A lot of rolled chords. Chromatic scales. Oh my gosh, there's everything. There's even a glissando. Okay, so G major, it does change to C major. And there the texture, it gets a little bit thinner. There aren't as many 16th notes. And then it does go into 16th notes. And then it goes back into G major, back to the original material, so that's good to know. Kind of lots of arpeggiated stuff. This will just be kind of a blast. So Allegretto. So you want it to be dance-like, so not too fast. And maybe so I at a tempo where I can include grace notes when I want to. Bum, bada, bum, 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 bada, bum, bum, bum. 1, 2. couple spots in there that I really had to make some stuff up, but I think for the most part it went pretty well. So that's good. All right. The next thing on the program, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing these. I think they may not. They're public domain here in the United States, but not elsewhere. So shh. These are by Mompou, Federico Mompou, and these are some of his Impresiones intimas. So I'm just going to read a few of these. I don't want to get caught by the copyright police. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Really not familiar with Mompou's music. I was introduced to it by a student with whom I worked recently, who played one of his pieces and was really gorgeous. So, and I realized I did not look at it at all before I just sight read that. Okay, that's okay. Fun experiment. So sorry about that, but here we go. Okay, here's another one. This one's also no key signature. It's in 3/4. Very homophonic. It does go down for some low bass notes with lots of ledger lines. So I'm quickly looking. It's A's, and then C, A, F, A's and E's. So that's good to know. Other than that, I think I should be okay. It's just one page. Andante. So 1, 2, 3. Very exquisite. Kind of just looking through, there's quite a lot of them. I'm gonna try this one. This one's kind of long though. What time is it? Okay, I'm gonna try a shorter one again, and then I can always come back. I'm gonna do one in a different key. 4 sharps. So E major, C sharp minor, not sure. 3, 4. This is called the Pájaro Triste. And I chose this one because we used to have a bird and he's now dead. So I guess, well, maybe he's not sad anymore. But more ledger lines, so I'm just scanning. C, A, F sharp is the lowest. 2 pages. 8th notes. I'm gonna do a little bit faster. 3, 1, 2. I definitely think I need to learn some of his music. So one of these days I'll get to that. Get to learning some of his music. Okay, now something totally different. I haven't done classical rep in my show in a long time, but I want to do that right now just for something different. So I'm going to read through, let's see, what time is it? I guess I'm going to do the last 2 movements of Haydn's C major sonata. The second movement is actually not in C major, it's in F. And slow movements in Mozart, Haydn are always a bit of a challenge because of the subdivisions. We've got mostly 16ths. But it has to be adagio. So that's going to be my quarter note beat. It goes into triplets at one place. Didn't want that to catch me off guard. Does not change key. I mean, it probably will, but it'll be in the score. I'm just going to give it a whirl. 3, 4. going to keep reading and just see what happens. Lots of fun. Sometimes it's nice to just read something by somebody you know. All right, we still have some time, so now I'm gonna go back to Pauline Viardot and look at her two airs of ballet, airs de ballet. The first one is called Malicieuse. I don't know what that means. Looks like it's in B flat major. And it's in 3/8. Left hand is mostly accompanimental, if not totally. Yeah. So I have a lot of pieces like that today. Oh, I think I got some of these out of order. You know what? Actually, I was supposed to do Irene Varley's Loves Glamour, so we're going to do that first, and then we'll do that. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, okay. So Irene Varley Loves Glamour. This one's in F major and Andante con moto 4/4. You've got the melody that's doubled, and then accompanimental. So I don't have to think too much about the tenor voice in the left hand. It's just a duplicate of the right hand melody. So that's what I try to think of. It does change into A minor in the middle, but it's the same idea. We do have some octaves in here, so I'll focus on the top notes of the octaves probably. We shall find out. And then it does go back to F major to the opening material. So eighth notes are the fastest note value. I think I'll do 1, 3. my gosh, that's just like so appropriate for, I think, that period of time for which that was written. That was pretty fun. Okay, now I'm gonna go back to the Viardot because I have some time. That was so much fun. I love pieces like that. Okay, I'm gonna actually do, I think this is the second one. I'm not positive, but this one's in A minor, and it looks like a lot of fun, maybe. So this is kind of one of my grab bag things. I'm actually gonna, since it's the end, I'm just gonna do it and see what happens. Live life on the edge, as I say on my show. So that's what we're gonna do. Just scan it a little bit so I don't totally crash. I mean, I might crash. That's half the fun, right? Actually, I'm trying to figure out the tempo too. Okay, we're just gonna have fun. Ah! Okay, 1, 2, 3. That was tons of fun, and there was a wrong note on the second to last, or the last grace note, which makes me laugh hysterically. I'm glad I caught it before I played it. All right, that is it for today's show. I hope you all enjoyed it, and yeah, thank you all for your comments and all that type of thing, and for your suggestions, and be with me next Sunday as I do another episode of Sightreading Maverick. And if there's anything you want to watch again, you can always watch it on Facebook, or I'll put it up on YouTube as well. All right, have a good week, everyone.